everybody, what is going on? And welcome to my review of The Flash. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done a movie review, but this is a movie that I really want to talk about. Not just because I think it is an absolutely amazing film, and I want to give my reasons why, but also because this is a movie that I'm going to get into it more later on, but it's this whole thing about how social media is killing cinema, which is a subject for a much bigger video that, who knows, maybe it'll happen one day. But yeah, I just kind of feel like this movie isn't getting the recognition that it deserves or the audience numbers it deserves, mainly because there's a lot of people who are jumping to unfair conclusions and, you know, boycotting the movie for various reasons, whatever. Anyway, we'll get into that later. Let's talk about The Flash. So, this is the however many films in the DC universe now, but yeah, it's directed by Andy Muschietti, who previously had given us It, Chapters 1 and 2, and it just seems that horror movie directors make really good superhero films. I'm just throwing that out there. But, so we've got Ezra Miller returning as Barry Allen, aka The Flash, in his first standalone film. I said his because I'm talking about the character. I realize that Ezra is a they-them person. So anyway, I'm going to try and remember that. I'm not going to refer to them as him. Yeah, so this is the character's standalone film. And as you've seen from the trailers, the whole premise is basically Barry Allen figures out that we saw a hint of how he can change time, go back through time a little bit in the Snyder Cut of Justice League. So he kind of figures, well, hey, if I go back even more through time, I can stop my mum from being killed and we can live happily ever after as a family. So, of course, yes, he does that. But in typical time travel film awesomeness, this creates a parallel timeline or universe. Yeah, that was a little bit unsure, but we now have Michael Keaton back as Bruce Wayne / Batman, which is just... I still can't believe this happened. Instead of Superman, we have Sasha Calle playing Supergirl, and there's a few little differences here and there, but essentially this is a film without a villain. Yeah, we have the return of General Zod, but the whole Zod trying to take over the world thing is more of a background to the foreground action in a way. So he's not really the villain of the story as such. In a way, it's more a case of the whole way that time has been unraveled and changed and everything. That's kind of the instigation for our characters needing to do stuff. So yeah, it was kind of interesting in that respect. But look, I went into this movie with really big expectations. I'm not going to lie. I was biased AF. I thought, oh, this is going to be my favorite movie of the year. It's going to be better than Evil Dead Rise. There were just so many reasons why I wanted to love this film. I'm a massive fan of the old Batman films with Michael Keaton. Supergirl is just one of my most favorite DC characters. I love The Flash. I think Ezra Miller does a really good job in the role. I don't care about what he does outside of the films because when I go to see a film, I'm not there to criticize people's lives or anything like that. I'm there to enjoy a film and watch a character doing things and not caring about who plays them. There were a lot of reasons why this film was going to be big for me, but I've seen it twice now, and this film actually surpassed my expectations. It is so much better than I thought it was going to be. For starters, the one thing, it is a really entertaining film. There are a hell of a lot of laughs throughout the entire thing, and really genuine laughs. Like, not just things, from the way that they've changed the whole timeline and the universe, and we have different actors playing famous roles in movies and, little fun things like that. But there are just some great jokes in the film, and it's not just the gags, but the characters' reaction to them and stuff. if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about in Barry's apartment when Iris West goes to visit, and a couple of things happen, and the characters keep going as if nothing's going on and stuff, and it's, I don't know, to me that is really good direction. I think it's also largely the script, which was written by Christina Hodson, who also did Birds of Prey, which was probably my favorite DC film up until this one. Not the best DC film, but my favorite DC film. There's a big difference there. Because Birds of Prey was another film that I just wanted to go straight back in and watch it again after I came out of the first time I saw it. Because, yeah, that film was just a wild ride and so much fun. And, yeah, this one is every bit the same. From the opening scene, which involves Barry having to save a bunch of people, let's just say that. That was outrageously fun. I was laughing my ass off through that scene, but in a really dark, twisted kind of a way. And then, yeah, just all the other action sequences were so big and fun. And I keep using that word fun because that's what this movie is. They just put so much color and grandeur into nearly every single scene. The performances all around were brilliant. I thought Ezra Miller was fantastic with the whole sort of awkwardness and everything. The way that they played with the original, well, the younger counterpart of Barry Allen, the two of them worked together so goddamn well. I say the two of them because I know it's the same actor, but yeah, it was so much fun watching the two of them interacting because younger Barry is so much more obnoxious, and it's fun watching older Barry discovering why people find him obnoxious. I thought that was kind of brilliant and kind of relatable in a way. But anyway, so yeah, look, Ezra was great. Michael Keaton gives you everything you want from seeing Michael Keaton back on screen as Batman again. He was just mind-blowingly great. I loved the introduction to his character. It's not quite what you expect. Everybody else was great, but for me, the standout in this film was Sasha Calle as Supergirl. I loved this iteration of the character. She was dark and brooding, and she initially was going to turn her back on humanity, like didn't care about the population of Earth and what happens to us and stuff. And I like how she kind of has a turnaround and yeah, decides that maybe we are worth saving. So she just seemed to have a lot of layers to her character. She was really well fleshed out, being that she wasn't in the film that much. But I also love Sasha's action scenes and fighting scenes and the way that she was such a badass. Like, she was just aggressive and didn't hold back and was screaming at Zod and all this sort of stuff. And I just thought, yeah, she was absolutely mind-blowingly good. The score to the film is absolutely fantastic. I can't remember the composer's name, but the score is on Spotify. I've been listening to it several times since it came out on Friday. There's just so much to love about this film. Now, on the flip side, look, yeah, there are some moments in the film where the CG isn't up to scratch. The scene I was talking about before where Barry has to save a bunch of people at the start. Yeah, look, there are some moments there that not perfect. There are some parts where he's, racing through the Speed Force or whatever that you kind of think, okay, it's not perfect. But look, overall, it didn't affect the story for me. I mean, I think that's one of the things you've got to really consider when you're looking at a scene where the CG isn't perfect or the effects aren't perfect. Does it affect the story? And, for me, this didn't at all. I mean, I still had a lot of fun with all those scenes, so who cares, And everyone's banging on about how bad the CG is when he's in the Chrono Globe, I think it was called, the kind of time intersection, if you will, where he can change things. Yes, the CG is noticeably weird in that scene. But as the director has gone on to say, it is intentional. And I figured that from the first time I saw it. I figured it was meant to look different because it's a weird realm, you know. It's a place where you can bend time and change things, and so in a way, you know, the things around him are kind of playing out almost like a movie in a way. So yeah, I mean, I get it. Admittedly, yeah, I sort of wonder why Andy went in that direction, but I'm not going to fault him for it because that was obviously an artistic choice. So I'm fine with it. You know, it's fine. Just let it go. Not only that, there was a heap of fun cameos in this film as well, which I hope, if you haven't seen the film, I hope they haven't been spoiled for you, because there are so many idiots out there spoiling things right now, and shame on you, jerks. But yeah, the cameos were absolutely amazing. One in particular, which, if you're a hardcore Kevin Smith fan, you'll understand the significance behind this particular cameo. But that was an absolute joy. So yeah, look, overall, I thought the film was great. I really feel as though there are a lot of people who haven't even seen the film who are just bashing it to death because it is the popular thing to do on social media. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there who saw the film and didn't like it for whatever reason, and, you know, if there are genuine reasons why they or you didn't like it, that's totally cool. But, yeah, it just really feels to me like the whole thing of boycotting the film because Ezra Miller did some bad stuff, or boycotting the film because James Gunn is resetting things and stuff, like, who cares? You know, this is a great film. If you are the sort of person who likes to sit in a cinema for 2.5 hours or however long it goes for and be entertained, then this is the film for you. You know? Yeah, I just think that people are criticizing it way too heavily for all the wrong reasons. And yeah, like I said, I think social media is just a really big part of why films like this tend to suffer, because, you know, I mean, think about back to like the 90s or even the early 2000s or whatever, you know, when big movies were coming out and we'd just all get excited about it, you know, and we'd go and see the film and make up our own minds. Whereas nowadays, people can read a whole bunch of other people's opinions first and then think to themselves, well, yeah, I agree with that. I haven't seen the film, but I agree with this person who said these bad things about it. And yeah, that, I don't know, I think more people should think for themselves. And I do get the irony of me sitting here telling you my opinion of a film, but I'm not giving my opinion because I think anyone else should agree with me or whatever. I'm just here talking about it because I love talking about movies, you know that. And I did get a few people who said to me, hey, do a review of The Flash. And I was like, yeah, but no one's going to watch it. And they're like, do it. And I was like, yeah, okay. So anyway, here I am talking about The Flash. But yeah, this is my opinion. Look, I hope if you go and see it, I hope you're going to enjoy it as much as I did. I am absolutely 100% going to be owning this movie when it comes out. I will most likely get the most expensive steelbook version that I can possibly find. I hope it is absolutely loaded with special features. I hope we get to see the alternate endings because from what I've heard, they sound pretty cool, but I love the ending that we got in the film. It was such a big surprise. And yeah, look, like I said, I know this film has a few little minor issues, but I had so much fun with this film. I couldn't wait to see it again. I've seen it twice now. I'm going to be easily going back a third time at some point soon. And I am going to give The Flash a 10 out of 10. Anyway, so there you go. That is my thoughts on The Flash. If you guys have seen it, which you probably have, because I know this review's come pretty late, but yeah, like I said, people were like, go do a review, and I was like, and yeah, that took a while. So anyway, here I am. But yes, if you've seen the film, I'd love to know what you guys thought of it. What were some of your favorite scenes in the film? Try not to be too spoilerish in the comments, although I guess a lot of people have seen it by now. But anyway, fire away. Let me know what you thought of The Flash. Thanks for stopping by. Drop me some comments below because I like to talk about movies and I would love to talk about movies with you. See you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.